I'm so excited and happy to have my very dear, beloved friend Christiane Ameya today in my house, and we have the chance that I can ask her some questions. So happy to be here and looking very much forward for this little talk. Yes.
Thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be here with you.
Very good. Christiane, what would you say, what is your profession? How would you describe your title? Because I always get in trouble because there's so many things.
Yeah, I get in trouble too. So, I'm a tantric teacher, and what I do is I help people, mainly women, over the last 5 years to connect more with themselves, to really get to know themselves, and to develop a loving relationship towards themselves. And how I do this is really helping them to get into the body, because that's what's the beauty about Tantra, that it's really including the body and all the physicality and all the desires. And to just living a life that feels more in flow and being more embodied here in this moment.
Great. Who is not wishing that?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, maybe that leads exactly to my first question, because most of my clients are very busy business women who are seeking for a deeper connection with themselves. And what would you advise them, these ladies, which really have a full schedule throughout 7 days a week and seeking for a deeper connection to themselves? What could you advise them?
I think the most important thing, and it seems very basic, but you need to create time for yourself. So there's no way to, putting all the other appointments in your calendar and forgetting about yourself. So you cannot come into a deeper connection towards yourself when you're basically just super busy handling different kind of things during the day and not really taking a moment for yourself. Because what most of those women have, and I also see that with my own clients, that they're like so much in their heads, because it's almost like they are living from up here in a way, just to thinking different things. Many of them have a family or they have children, so it's a whole schedule on top of that that they have to manage. And it's really hard for them to create time. So the first thing what I would advise is really to create time, and even if it's just, let's say 15 minutes in the morning or 15 minutes in the evening before you go to bed, or 15 minutes of your lunch break where you can go to nature, for example, to just be with yourself and just giving yourself time. I have many women who have children, they say, they just, they really like to get up just 15 minutes earlier, even if it's already early that they get up, but they say it gives them so much more for their whole day if they're just having this 15 or 30 minutes for themselves in the morning before everyone else gets up and before the whole day gets busy.
Yeah, that resonates a lot. And when you say they are so much in their heads and the whole and not enough into their bodies, so what would you suggest in this 15 minutes? To what practice would you suggest?
I'm really suggesting a practice that brings you joy, because because that's a very, very beautiful feminine quality, to finding more joy in yourself, in your body, but also just during your day. So there are different kind of practices I teach, and a very beautiful way for myself, and this is very simple that we can all do, is just going to nature. So this is a way to really connect into your feminine energy. It's just being with nature and just having a walk in the forest, just sitting on the ground, connecting to the earth, going wherever you can find some water, just sitting by the water, breathing, soft movements, gentle dancing, a meditation that you're doing. And that's one of the things I think that's super easy, and if that brings you joy, maybe a practice you would like to try. So there are other practices I do with women is like the movement, like a very feminine quality are these movements. I know a lot of women are already into, doing their workouts and getting into, a very strong yoga practice, and yoga is a very masculine practice in that way, how is that taught? So when I talk about movement, I talk free movements. Because the feminine, she wants to she wants to flow freely. She is wild and
Beautiful.
she wants to express. So, and when I express, I'm also meaning expressing with your breath. So deep breath, out through the mouth, making sounds. Some women were really restricted here in the throat, and that's very much connected also to our pelvises. So really getting into the voice, allowing yourself to breathe deeply all the way into the belly, all the way down into the womb, just making sounds, and even if it's just like a little bit of like a so if you know me, if you've been in my around me or just in my courses, I do that quite a lot, and it calms the nervous system down. It releases stuff. Free dancing, because many of us were like, we maybe, been like in those kind of like contemporary dance classes as children, or we needed to go to ballet or something, but it's like very restricted. No, just allowing yourself to express your body freely. Just put on your favorite music, dance in the morning, and just see how your body wants to move, how your body wants to express. And a big process of that is, of course, also expressing emotions. And a third practice that I'm teaching a lot, or third practices, or the third aspect of this, I really feel it's dropping into intimacy with ourselves. So it's really about getting our bodies to know more, and also really dropping deeper in our sexuality, getting to know our sexual energy, different kind of practices. I teach a lot the breast massage, yonic practices, yoni breathing, and that's also just the way the sexual energy of women, where you can really, really drop deeper into yourself. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Amazing. But can I put that all into the 15 minutes in the morning, or with what I start in this 15 minutes? Because that looks really like something that gets over the time, you're getting deeper and deeper into that.
So it depends how much time you have, and what I'm always suggesting, pick the practices that you like, that feel easy for you, that where you feel you have benefits, and also where you feel that you actually want to do them. Because there's so many things during all the day that we have to do. This kind of practices are not really something you add to your list. This is really something that where you want to fill up your own cup. So, and I feel, and that's also really, really my practice over the last couple of months, how can we create more joy? How can we really see? And you can just, get up in the morning. Maybe you want to place one hand on your lower belly, one hand on your heart, just taking 3 deep breaths all the way down, exhaling through the mouth, and asking yourself, so what would, bring me joy right now? So what would nourish me in this moment?
Yeah, that's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Because I just can feel when you are in business, it's not about joy in the first hand, It's like being really on the point. And also I can hear a lot of people, they say, I try not to be emotional, because being successful, I really need to put my emotions away. Whereas actually the totally opposite way you were talking about. So now I ask you, I can see that maybe some women are really scared away, because they think, oh, if I get now too feminine, if I'm getting too emotional, that it could be an obstacle to being successful, or still handling all my business tasks I have to do on a daily basis. So what would you suggest?
It's a really good topic, and what I feel is, first of all, that we need to see, when we're talking about feminine and masculine qualities, it's something that we all carry, women and men. So what we're talking about women here, and what I see just on a general level globally, most of the women are more in their masculine energy, and this has like so many reasons. I think we could talk like probably a whole day about it. But we are mainly being brought up in a more masculine energy, and we are moving on a day-to-day basis more on a masculine energy, especially if, I mean, I live in nature now, but I used to live in big cities, especially if you as a woman live in a big city. This is already like, you know, like the structure of things, and if you're running your business in that way, it needs to be about balance. So when you're finding yourself, you know, in that energy of, you know, constantly like being goal oriented and running things and getting things done and manifesting and just like this, you know, really driven, controlling way, what is beautiful because it's needed for business. Otherwise, you would not be so successful. But in the same way, what women usually long for, and that's from my own experience, they're longing for that softness. They're longing to, you know, just letting themselves drop and get out of their minds into their bodies and just really allowing and accepting and becoming more soft, and because they want to be more in connection. So, and in order to do that, we have to really become a bit more vulnerable, and we also need to restructure our way of thinking that this is actually an issue. Because I think we all have become too much masculine in the way that we started at some point in history to compete with men in business. And that we also really competing with women. So what I feel is really reconstructing all of those concepts and actually, you know, trying new things out. And I would really question if it's true that we cannot be, you know, running a successful business with joy and pleasure. Because I think it's absolutely possible that we can do this, and this is what I feel it's going to be the future, and that's what I feel really excited about, because then everyone can just more benefit from it, and you will see it. I receive this a lot as a feedback after my trainings and courses, that woman sending me messages like, wow, what's happening? I feel so much more in flow today. I feel things are coming easy to me. There's less doing. I'm flowing freely. I'm moving my hips. I'm floating through the day, and I get all the things done, but with a lightness.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I think everybody is seeking for that, doing the things with more lightness and ease and joy.
Yeah.
And I think this is what the world needs so much, you know. I mean, it's true, as you said, we women tried from the history to being better men, but this is what leads to the world we are living in right now, and what we are all seeking to get freed of. And maybe it's really about us women to get more into the softness, what is actually, it's our nature, to find back to our nature, and then offering some alternatives and proving that we can be still successful. I think that's really amazing. Great. Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure.
So, I mean, I think it's the same. I say that also to my clients. First of all, it's really needed to have a very good connection to ourselves and having a loving relationship to ourselves. And then the men are attracted because they are seeking for softness. They are seeking for something what is different than they are. They're seeking for this other energy which is soft and receptive, and then it's naturally coming together.
Totally. And really, like, from my own experience, I feel that so much, because I know sometimes I get this as a reflection also for women, that they say, wow, when I'm so much in this softness and in this, you know, like this loving, open, it's also much about openness, huh? Like, wow, if I'm so open, like, people won't, you know, they will take advantage of me, or they will play me down, or, you know, they will try to keep me small or something. But I really feel like through that openness we can actually create much more connection, and this is a connection that we have, you know, for example, to men, to our partners, or men that we meet. And it's the same, many women reflecting that they may be more open to their children, like, you know, it really influences their whole life. Like, in their work, you know, also how men are maybe, you know, reacting to you in the work area, or how other women like are reacting to you in that space, but also how we're just, you know, how we are with our families at home, how we are with our children.
Yeah, very nice. So what would you, when you speak about your own story, how did you find this path to more femininity?
Well, I would say I learned the hard way.
Yeah?
So, I mean, what I just shared is basically all my story. I was super disconnected from my feminine energy. I grew up like, you know, not with very strong women around me, and I was never initiated into any kind of feminine path, you know, like I was just going along. Got my period, like as I was growing into a woman, I went on the birth control pill, and then you don't feel anything anymore at all. So I really went that way of, you know, just like wasting all my life force energy by partying and drinking, taking alcohol, drugs, smoking, having crazy relationship with men, mostly not really emotional available because I wasn't at myself, and also just really overworking myself. It was this huge topic that I'm coming from, and overworking myself so much that I came into a burnout and a deep depression 10 years ago. And this whole path is my path of healing, first of all, you know, of finding my own way, and also to, you know, just transforming my life and helping women with this, but also more and more men and couples to find this connection back to themselves, and finding that connection back to their own feminine feeling nature that we all have,
and what we all need.
Yes, and that what we all need. And I feel super passionate about just bringing this into the world.
Wow, amazing. So thank you for your gorgeous work, for your amazing work. So if that resonates now with our women or men who are watching us, how can they find you?
Yeah, you find me on christianeameya.com. You find me on all social media channels. And I also have a very beautiful leadership training next year for women called Leading from the Womb. It's going to be 2 levels, 1 level in Bali and 1 level in Ibiza. And there where I'm really going to teach more of that stuff and just bringing all of this more into this world.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing job you're doing.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you.
Thank you. Bye.